enables one to understand how the decisions of one country can impact the other and how decisions are taken in a global community. So these benefits of MUN, as far as I've learned about the MUN and I've researched about it. So the benefits of MUN are quite diverse and multidimensional. It enables one to understand global politics, getting acquainted with the global issues, participation in discussion, and voting to come out with pragmatic solutions. It helps one to enter in the shoes of diplomats and leaders and feel the pressure and challenges one faces during such conferences. Diplomacy is not just about negotiating or bargaining, as you will understand with time. It is not always to strengthen relationships, but also it includes some battles. You have to lose some battles to win others. It also includes weakening relations with some other nations to strengthen relations with the other nations. It is more about persuasion and convincing. It will help you to understand how diplomacy works. It will also help you in your writing skills, as you know, whenever you are going in such conferences. The major part of such negotiations and diplomacy is taking notes, which we call taking points. So these are very important when it comes to such conferences, be it multilateral, bilateral, or trilateral conferences. So I wish you good luck to the delegations, all the delegations present here, and would like to give you some tips regarding how diplomacy works. So first of all, you should remember that you have to socialize a lot. It is more about public speaking, and you just have to hear a lot and also socialize a lot. Okay. So your stance should not be very rigid and nor very flexible. Okay, so your stance, you should know when you should take a rigid stance and you should know when to change your stance. And that should be very, thought about giving a thought. After giving a thought, you have to take your stance and you should change it whenever you see the conditions are changing. So it is basically your stance is situational and not constant. And I would like to teach you one basic rule of diplomacy, which is the rule we follow whenever we are in negotiation and such conferences. That is domination and submissive approach. I think you have anyone heard about this? Has anyone heard about this before? Domination and submission approach.
No, so you can carry on with it. You can just discuss on.
Okay, so you should know that there are various kind of approaches whenever you are in a negotiation battle. So these are, first is your stance. So if your stance is dominating or submissive, for example, you are negotiating with a person who is having a domination type of character. He is dominating. He wants you to accept his policies. So you should take a domination type of stance. You should not be submissive there. And the thing is, whenever you both are having dominion and domination type of stances, then you both will lose. No one will gain. So your aim is not to involve in such battles. What you have to do is, if someone is dominating, then you should start with a dominating stance and try to move that stance to submissive on both sides. Because there can be three possibilities whenever you are in negotiation. Either both of you are dominating, either both of you are submissive, or one is dominating and one is submissive. So whenever you both are dominating, then you will lose. 100% you will lose. You both of will lose. So it is a lose-lose solution. Then one is dominating and other is submissive. So this is kind of a win-lose situation. The one who is dominating will win and the one who is submissive will lose. And then the third and the best approach is submissive relationship. In this, it is a win-win situation because you both will gain from your negotiation and no one will lose. So whenever you see that there is a stance like domination or DD, like dominating approach or dominating submissive approach, your aim should be to first start with the same approach as the other person is having. Like if you are negotiating with a person who starts with a submissive, then you should start with a submissive, and then you should go forward, and you both will gain from your negotiation. If the other person is dominating, you should start with the dominating approach, and then you should move towards submissive so that the other person also moves towards submissive. This will enable both of you to gain. So this is the approach we follow in diplomacy, uh, which we follow in our daily life. So after giving this advice, I just bid you good luck, and yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much, sir. That's nice hearing from you. And thank you so much for joining us. It will be a great pleasure to host you in this Hbtu MUN. Okay, so
Okay, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be the keynote speaker in MUN, and I hope you all gain and you all develop interest towards diplomacy, because
No, yes,
yeah,
yes, sir.
because in
Yes,
this
sir. Continue.
yeah, because nowadays people don't know much about diplomacy, and the one of the main factor behind it is because the life of Indian foreign services, we cannot openly speak about it. So that's why people don't have much idea about foreign services. So it's good to see that you all are engaging in such activities which generate interest in diplomacy. So it's a good initiative. I liked it, and I hope you will carry it further. And just in case uh, anyone has an interest in foreign service or diplomacy, they can always reach out to me on Instagram. I would be happy to help them. Okay, thank you so much.
So
Thank
yes,
you
sir.
so
That
much,
was
sir.
like. Wait,
Thank you so much,
How
sir.
was he going? Sir, the pleasure was entirely ours. And sir, if you would like just take a few questions from all of us present here, like a lot of people would like to ask you a few questions if possible. Like you take one or two questions.
Yeah, okay. I can take,
Uh,
but I cannot commit because I have to leave. I'm actually late, but I'll take. Yeah, please. You can write the questions in chat.
okay, all right. Guys, if you have any questions, just quickly, sir can take a couple of questions. That's it.
No questions until now.
Sir, I would like to ask something.
Yes.
If you could, specify your journey through, becoming on such, having such a great position. If you could specify something about yourself and your journey, so it would be
Okay.
great.
So actually, I am from Hisar, Haryana, and I graduated from IIT Delhi, and after that, I went to UPSC SCRA. So I gave my first attempt in 2019 after graduating, and then my first preference was Indian Foreign Services. So I joined the Indian Foreign Services. So basically, when I entered the Indian Foreign Services, I didn't have much idea, like because I told you that the information about foreign services is not public and is not in open domain. So once I entered, I was quite apprehensive, if whether I've joined the right service, whether it's the right thing for me. But once I joined and I entered in foreign services and this world of diplomacy, I'm telling you that it is the best service in the world, because the kind of things you get in foreign services you just cannot get in any other service. So then I learned how diplomacy works. Then I started to negotiating with many. You have to interact with the people who run the world. You basically interact with the leaders of nations, and leaders all over the world. So it's an amazing experience, and you have to it's more like an intellectual battle. You have to be intellectually sound, and you should know when to how to talk, what to talk, and what not to talk. And the if you don't take a decision, for example, we have been taught that we have to decide quickly, but if you do not decide anything, that is also a decision. Okay, so that's the one thing we learn when we come here, because whenever you are silent, that also means that you are engaging in diplomacy. Your silence is also a tool which we use in diplomacy. So I'll just say ki it is an amazing experience in foreign services, and I feel good that I feel good to see that people are engaging in such activities which will help you in understanding how diplomacy works. So yeah.
Thank you so
Good
much.
evening, sir. I have a question.
Yes, you can go on. Yes, please.
Sir, like if you could tell us, because your job as a foreign service officer, it's I'm sure a very interesting job. So if you could share what you in your current role at Cairo, what is your day-to-day work experience like, and what is exactly that you, whatever you can tell us. As you said, there's not many things you can tell us, but whatever interesting things you can, if you could.
Yeah. So basically, what we do is we are attached to a particular wing, like political, commerce, consular, any of the wings, and then we have to in the training we what we have to do is we have to learn a language, and also then engage in the activities as the wing we are allotted to. For example, I've been allotted to commerce wing, so most of my activities are related to commerce, culture, education, and environment. So for example, I can just give you a bit idea that, like, as you all know, COP27 is going to happen in Egypt, Sharm el Sheikh. So right now, so what we have to do is we have to plan accordingly what should be the agenda, and what is there to be discussed, how the movement of the delegation will be. So all those things have to be discussed, and we have to prepare reports on those things, and the decisions are taken in after considering those inputs which we give. So this is a bit I can tell you about the life of an IFS officer, but I'll just say you have to meet a lot of people, like around 50 to 40 to 50% of your time is spent in interacting with the people across diverse fields, and 50% of your time is spent in preparing reports, and going to visiting the delegations, and following the protocol and things like that. But I'm just it, I just can't tell you a lot, but this is what I can tell right now.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. So okay, I'll just sign off. If someone has any doubts, they can approach me as I told you on Instagram, and they can ask me their questions. So I'll just leave now. Okay.
I would like to just address to sir. Thank you for coming for the short notice, and I'm deeply privileged to call you as the keynote speaker of our MU. So thank you, sir, again for joining us and giving your valuable time to us. And it was worth it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank
Bye.
you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Okay, so good evening, everyone. I would like to request. I would like to extend my warm welcome and good evening to the Secretary General, President, Vice President, members of the Secretariat, members of the Executive Board, and all the distinguished delegates. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you all to the opening ceremony of the first ever Hbtu Model United Nations Conference. I feel ecstatic and grateful for your presence here today, for joining us in this journey, and I thank you for being a part of this change, this big revolution. So this is where the revolution commences. The Harcourt Butler Technical University, more commonly referred to by its acronym Hbtu, is situated in Kanpur, of course, as you all know, and established in the year 1921 as the Harcourt Butler Technical Institute, attaining the university status through the September 2016 Act of the Government of Uttar Pradesh. Hbtu completed its 100 glorious years in November 2021. The Harcourt Butler Technical University actually predates the genesis of the United Nations organization and had seen even the League of Nations work from its very first year of existence. It is about time we introduce MUN to Hbtu. The Harcourt Butler Technical University, Model United Nations, which has been inaugurated this year, is an initiative of global importance instituted by the Kaleidus community at Hbtu. The philosophy behind this of bringing together masses of matter that have impact on the real world and to deliver the confidence that we have the power to bring a change to this world. The upheaval of this stirring event is now already touching the show. So gather your papers, clean the dust off, and dare to change your glasses. Put them on your nose and join the revolution. We hold the world's reins in our hands, and only youths have the power to unleash a revolution's tsunami. So now I would like to request respected Vice President of the Hbtu MUN, Ms. Yashashwini Singh, to kindly enlighten us with her thoughts.
Thank you, Anjali. And I welcome each and every person present here to Hbtu MUN. Extend a sincere welcome to you all. Before I talk about anything else, I'd like to quote a former Second Secretary General of United Nations, Dag Hammarskjöld, to enter in the field of UN and MUN. He once said that the United Nations was not created to take mankind to heaven, but to save humanity from hell. United Nations protects the human rights, delivers humanitarian aid, promotes sustainable development, and upholds international law. It assures that cordial survival on this planet is possible, given we work together diligently. MUN is an academic simulation of the actual United Nations conference. Anyone who has any prior knowledge about MUNing knows how immensely beneficial these are to an individual's overall personality. But I won't limit the scope of MUN to just an academic simulation to benefit our personality. According to me, it also acts as a bridge connecting people from different places, making it one of the best diverse experience one can acquire. Like, take a look at the diversity we have in this event, having delegates from IIT Bhu to PES Bangalore, NIT Jalandhar to VIT Vellore, IIT Ropar to AKGEC Ghaziabad, along with many other distinguished colleges and universities, discussing on issues of global importance like disarmament goals of the NPT, CWC, and BWC in DISEC, discussing on matters that focus on the status of humanity and security, like Yemen humanitarian crisis in UNHRC, or situations of the Uyghur Muslims in UNSC, or any matter of national importance, like judicial reforms in AIPPM. Each committee has a very crucial role in shaping the condition of people living on this planet. And this is what a MUN can and should do, if you ask me. Connect us with the world, with issues that have impact on the real world, and to every single soul affected by our actions in a unique way. It's just like it's connecting every single one of the delegates participating here. It inspires us to think about the greater good, as well as transforms us into a better version of ourselves. I truly appreciate every single person who decided to trust us, believed us, and is adding to the pride of this ceremony by being present here. It is a delight to be in the room. It is a delight to be in the same room as all of these ambitious delegates and beautiful and talented people. All the very best, and always remember, if you are brave enough to take the first step, you are brave enough to carry it forward too. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was great to hear you. So, moving ahead, the challenge of bringing this event to life was actually very, very enormous. But still, there were people willing to take this responsibility and ready to give it all. I'd say nobody other than this person would know it better. And with that, I'd like to invite the president of Hbtu MUN, Mr. Harshit Pandey, to add to the glory of this evening with his inspiring words.
Okay, so yeah, am I audible, Anjali?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Yashashwini, for your kind words. And good evening, delegates. My utmost pleasure is to welcome you all to the first ever Harcourt Butler Technical University Model United Nations Conference. For the past 1 month, we have been working tirelessly to plan this conference that can live up to the expectations from the delegates all over the India, as ma'am mentioned. Seeing all of you here now, I can rest assured that all the work we have put in the preparation of this conference was absolutely worth it. An university like Hbtu, in the history of its 100 years, was named after the Britisher. This university was named after the Britisher. Didn't have its own MUN chapter by now. I was astounded by this fact in the first year of college itself. So I decided to start my own community, a communication community. Kaleidos, as the name was mentioned earlier, also. So just a few months back, after our second year exams, me and my friend, who is your Secretary General right now, have decided to take upon this challenge of conducting our inaugural MUN conference in the pages of Kaleidos itself, obviously. So, but now, like knowing the efforts it required to conduct an event of this scale, I feel fortunate to be among the first ones to organize this paramount conference in this prestigious university. Yeah, so yeah, I can stand like before you today and like waste your time about saying what the demanding month that was. A bit fulfilling process defined by the sleepless nights and like hundreds of meetings and new friendships and unbearable stress, obviously. But however, that is not important to us. To us, during the conference and after the conference, what matters is the ability to empower the youth to make an impact and inspire change. That is why I feel proud to say that the number of delegates, like major share of delegates which we have right now, they're the first timers. And I'm pretty confident they'll do very great and they'll shine in the next couple of days under such experienced executive board we have. Okay, like it goes without saying, it is like obviously it goes without saying that I didn't be here if I didn't have support of the members of organizing committee who has worked so hard to ensure the best delegate experience, no, best possible delegate experience right now. I think like we're able to provide it. We'll be able to provide in the next couple of days. You'll see that. Okay, so like yeah, to effect the positive change, we must learn from our mistakes and those of our ancestors also. So by saying that, I'd like to say that the young and bright minds which we have in this particular college as our juniors will learn from our mistakes and their mistakes also. And hopefully the Hbtu Model United Nations Conference will return next year in its bigger, better, and the most importantly, offline format. Okay, so in next coming 2 days, I hope we can read through the pages of histories in renegotiate how the history of the world changed. For us as a Model United Nations delegates, what is important is understanding what the world is and what it should be anyway. I feel honored to host you all in this Model United Nations Conference for the first time ever. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for such an influential and sharing your experience and hard work you guys did during the college days. Now, we have understood the importance of MUN, what UN is, and a brief knowledge of the committees that we have included in this MUN. But what was the motive behind all this and behind dreaming and then giving life to an event which carries great legacy and bring it to Hbtu? I'm elated to call upon the Secretary General of Hbtu MUN, Mr. Aryan Shukla, to grace this ceremony with his words.
Okay. First of all, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But am I visible? No, I'm not because I haven't switched on the camera. So I'll do it right now. Okay. Anyways, guys, am I visible? I think I'm not, right? Okay. Wait. Am I visible right now? I prepared for this. I know my laptop is gonna do some stupid shit at the last moment. Anyways, okay, guys. So like, I'm properly visible, right? Am I like? Hopefully, I'm not inverted or something like that.
Yes, sir. It's fine.
Okay, fine. Okay, guys. So like you just heard from my partner in crime, Harshit Pandey, and we've been through some tough obstacles together, and the good part is that we've accomplished a lot of things together. But the bad part is that people have stopped recognizing us individually. Now we come in pair. Anyways, moving on. So, hello people. For those of you who don't know me, although our comparer Anjali just mentioned it, but come on, whoever listened to comparers, right? Anyways, so I'm Aryan Shukla, Secretary General for the Hbtu MN, and I'm absolutely exhilarated right now to be here. Okay, so like there's a lot that I wanted to say, and I had very systematically put it in the foreword of the delegate handbook. But due to some misinterpretation, those words never came out. Thankfully, I can mention all of that in the speech right now. So yeah, Hbtu is an institution promoting higher studies which was established in 1921. Since then, it has contributed enormously to the cause of science and engineering for our nation, and has given to society men and women of value, of culture. Not a lot of people know this, but for the first 40 years since its inception, HBTU didn't charge anything in the name of tuition fees from its students because they had this vision of furthering knowledge as much as possible, transcending the barriers of wealth. Well, the Harcourt Butler Technical University Model United Nations, inaugurated this year, is an initiative of global importance instituted by the Kaleidos community at the HBTU with the same philosophy in place. Anyone who is familiar with the concept of MUNing knows how massively beneficial they can be to an individual's overall personality. There are a lot of things that a delegate can work and improve upon during these conferences. Gain skills that are going to assist them throughout the entirety of their lives. But I think we all can agree that somewhere or the other, the MUN circuit over the year has become a closed group, which continuously yields itself to a select section of people time and time again. There could be various reasons for this phenomena, maybe lack of resources, lack of awareness, to name a few. As I've maintained before, this particular activity can benefit the students to an appreciable extent. So why not transcend these barriers and take this experience to all who are intrigued by this one-of-a-kind concept? This is where the Hbtu comes in, to bridge the gap between the general populace who might be interested in these proceedings and the aforementioned select section of people. Now, over the course of these 2 days, you guys are going to realize what goes on into conducting a successful conference. I'm sure there are a lot of people here who've been to certain events like these, and they are aware that it is a massive organizational as well as participating challenge. But I think over the numerous seminars and sessions that we've conducted, all the chairs, they put in their time, and like seriously, you guys won't believe it, but even until yesterday, I was conducting beginner sessions for a few people who couldn't join in before. So basically, a lot of effort has gone into this, and I would love nothing more than to see all of you just excel out here. Like it's a win-win stage for all. And yes, with this, I would since all of these guys from Hbtu have known me, for one thing that I'm distinctly known is to not shutting up, which you guys can probably imagine. I speak a lot, and mostly a lot of sense also comes out of it, though these people won't agree. So this time I'll keep it brief, if you'd agree that it is brief. But yes, that's from the desk of the GenSec.
Thank you so much, sir. We applaud your kind motives and intentions. It was indeed wonderful experience to hear from you. So I'd once again like to thank all of you for your presence. I hope you'll have the most thrilling and wonderful experience. I hope you learn something good and keep participating. Your time has come. Use it wisely, delegates. We wish you all the best. Without further ado, I'd like to announce the commencement of the session 0 of Hbtu MUN.
Okay, so I'll just lot of clappings, applauds. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'll just go announce what are we gonna do in the session 0 of the Hbtu. Okay, so the session 0 would be a session a committee session or obviously we won't be doing that. It will be starting tomorrow 10 a.m. Okay, so right now we're just announcing chairs. Okay, chairs of the different committees, chairs, vice chairs, and rapporteurs. Okay, the whole executive board. They'll be providing you the guidance, how to excel in the coming sessions. Session 1, session 2, and there are 8 sessions. So you'll have to excel in all the 8 sessions. Then you'll get the prize of the best delegate, right? So one by one, I'll go on. Those of the executive board members who are present right here, they'll just open their cameras and mics just right now. Not mics, just open your cameras, so I'll be able to see you, and it will be a healthy interactive session. Okay. Okay, so I think we should start with the DISEC only. DISEC, I think DISEC have the largest number of delegates right now in this particular MUN. Okay, so we have the obviously we haven't expected this much participation, but yeah, like we are blessed with a participation of like a great number of more than 120 125 participants are there, delegates I would say. Okay, so like out of all DISEC have the largest number of delegates. So like I feel proud to announce the chairperson for DISEC, who is Miss Pehel Singhvi. I think she won't be able to join here. She has to go somewhere. Okay, so uh, next in line, I would like to announce the vice chairperson for the DISEC committee, who will be Yug Nishchay. He will be a vice chair, and like he is here. So, Yug, can you unmute and like just say a few words to your committee delegates?
Yeah, thank you, Harshit, for giving me the opportunity to address on the behalf of DISEC Vice Chairperson. So, good evening, everyone. Good evening, delegates. And I'm happy to be within you and I'm happy to cheer you out. So, my name is Vipnisha, and my thoughts about my committee is that first of all, there are many people who haven't no idea about what DISEC is or maybe what UNSC, what UNHRC is. It's no worry about that. So, first of all, not as a DISEC vice chairperson, but as a simple delegate, if I would like to introduce about what a committee is. Your committee stance will all you must have to understand the first what your committee wants from. Okay, as a delegate, you will be nervous for the first time and know about it, and I'm with no doubt I will like to help you out with this. Okay, so for my committee delegates, I would like to say that whenever you just come into a session, just make your thought, wow, what are you going to say in that? Okay, because your words will going to matter much, will create an impact everyone in the committee. Try to recognize yourself as one of the delegates that yeah, I'm going to delegate of the committee. So you can be the one, not by instituting anything that may cause hearsay or maybe anything fluctuates, but to make your point so clear that the other delegate would not question you over it. Okay, you must have to pinpoint, you have just be confident about it. And if you know about what you are saying, you know what your agenda is, everything will go just fine. Okay, so you don't need to worry about anything, even though it's the first time I know about it. So for the first timers, for all the delegate members in my committee, and every person who is present over here, who are just on all the other delegates, just go on with your agenda, go on with your stance, and be particular about what you're saying and what you're writing. Maybe it's on resolution or maybe working paper or the position papers. I've seen many position papers just of my committee, and I'm blown out by the performance of every single one of you. So congratulations, you're doing good in that, and I'm proud of you all.
Okay, Yug. So nice to hear you. I think delegates might be feeling good about the vice chair's motivation. Okay, so moving further, I'd like to announce the rapporteur for the DISEC committee, who will be Harsh Kushwaha. He'll be a rapporteur. Like obviously, he'll be in the executive board. You can like message him or ask him anything if you want regarding the DISEC committee, obviously. Okay, so moving further, I would like to announce the chairperson for AIPPM, All India Political Parties Meet. Okay, so like All India Political Parties Meet is not exactly a UN committee, but yeah, it will be a part of Model United Nations, and it like started way back then, but yeah, like now every MUN has it. So as a so the DICE chairperson for the DISEC for the AIPPM committee will be Pranay Singh. Pranay Singh will be chairing the AIPPM committee. Pranay, if you are like available right now, just unmute yourself. Pranay is not available. Okay, fine. The vice chairperson for the AIPPM committee will be Ayush Puri. He is also not available. That's fine. And then the rapporteur. Okay, Yashashwini. can you just announce the name of rapporteur?
Yep, absolutely. I would like.
Okay, fine. She'll be Sonia Chaudhary. Sonia
Yes,
Chaudhary
please.
from our college only.
Thank you.
I think Sonia is available right
Yeah,
now.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, Sonia, you can address.
So I wish all the best to all of you, and I hope you get this about. So that's only I want to say.
Okay.
That was brief. I mean, a little too brief, but well, in your defense, that's really the job of the chairperson. But fine.
I don't know where I am this, but I wish all the best to all of you. So that's all.
Yes, and like if I'll add a little more to that, like Sonia has been there throughout, and she's an incredibly helpful person. So feel free to reach out to her, all the IPPM candidates. Okay. Other than this, now let's just move on to the most powerful committee of all. Powerful in the sense that they actually take executive decisions, which is the United Nations Security Council. And for our United Nations Security Council, the chairperson will be Mr. Sami Khan from ABS College, Ghaziabad, and the vice chairperson will be Mehak Pandey. So I guess Mehak is there in the meet. Mehak, if you just unmute your mic and just have a word. with all the
Hello,
candidates.
hello. My name is Mehak, and I wish good luck to all the candidates of UNSC Council. Yes, that's it.
All our chairpersons today are of lesser words. I think that could be because of the stress of the meeting. Because even though most of these proceedings of the opening ceremony have been dealt by the President of General Assembly and the Secretary General, which is yours truly, but the real work will be done by the chairpersons starting tomorrow. So it's understandable that they are not really in the capacity of making speeches right now. Okay, fine. And Sami, if I don't think Sami is here right now. Yeah, Sami is here.
He said to join in after a few minutes, but
no, Sami is here.
it'll take more time, I guess.
Sami, if you could just take the floor of the meeting for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, sure. So hello everyone, my name is Sami Khan and I'll be the chairperson for the UNSC committee. So I hope you guys are already enjoying the meeting here. So basically what UNSC is, United Nations Security Council, is the primary peacemaking organ of the United Nations. The UNSC works to diffuse the acts of aggression and threats to the maintenance of peace, both internally and internationally. In the words of the UN Charter, the UNSC serves to investigate and dispute or any situation which might lead to international friction or give rise to the dispute in order to determine whether the continuance of the dispute or the situation is likely to endanger the maintenance of international peace and security. So UNSC is the only body of the United Nations with the power to pass legally binding resolutions. In other words, the process of joining the United Nations, member states agree to carry out the resolutions passed by the UNSC. But if, in chance, the country fails to comply with the resolution, she's usually met with the punitive measures. These measures might include the increasing severity or the investigation of the issue, the recommendation of the procedures. Peaceful resolutions might also be there, calling upon the member states to enforce the economic sanctions. So UNSC consists of a total of 15 members. 5 of them are the permanent members, including China, France, Russia, United Kingdoms, and the United States. So that's all about the basics of UNSC. So I hope many of you will be joining UNSC tomorrow, and I'm looking for a very nice session, very interactive session with all of you. So all the best to all the delegates. You can anytime ping me for if you need any information about the flow of the committee, or if you want to know a little more about MUNs, how it's going to work. I guess most of you or a lot of you will be the first timers in MUNs. That's perfectly okay, because there's always a first time, and I can assure you that once you get into MUNs, there are a lot of MUNs coming in for you. So there is a lot of MUN in you right now. There might be a lot of school kids as well. So when I was in the school, I didn't even know what MUNs are. I just knew that there are debates. But once I went to one of the MUN, got to know MUNs, then there were no debates at all. I went into going MUNs one after the other. And even after coming in the college, I have my semester exam tomorrow and I'm still doing MUN. So that is what the level of MUN is for me. So I hope you all must be enjoying, and I am looking forward for a very interactive session with all of you. Thank you so much.
Hey, like the thing that Sami said, like I also relate with them a lot, because that's how my MNing journey started as well, right? Once went to one MN, and then it was like, it got the ball rolling, and now we're here organizing our own MN. So yes, so that was your chairperson from the Security Council. You already heard the vice chair. Now we'll first of all, like, since we already announced Pranay, and now I guess he's back into the meeting. So over to you, chairperson of the AIPPM. If you could just, open the mic, open the mic and yeah.
Sure. Very good evening to all the delegates over here. I'm Pranay Singh, your chairperson for the AIPPM committee. So basically, I'd like to tell you why AIPPM is what AIPPM is. Basically, it is a meeting of all the eminent political leaders from very eminent political parties of this country, wherein we are here to build a consensus over some major political issues or major national issues. So we'll be doing that over here. I've taken a couple of sessions over the last 2 days, and I observed that there are many first-timers. So as an executive board or as a chair, we'll be open to all of your doubts. And I hope that you have a great conference ahead. And just that, I want, as a first timer, I also used to hesitate, but that's how the things work. So I hope you all have a great conference over the next 2 days, and I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you for your kind words, Pranay. And not much thanks for joining up so late. But it's all good. It's all good. As I said, the chairs are under a lot of pressure. Okay. So now we'll move on to one of our most experienced chairs, Mr. Sarbanga Mishra, who's going to be heading, or if I may say, chairing the UNHRC. Over to you, Sarbanga.
Yeah. Before I start, am I very clearly audible as well as visible?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much. I just want it to be interactive. I want people to be there. So I would really appreciate it if most of the delegates were here. Just turn your cameras on so that I can see all of you, that you're all here paying attention. Great. So, hi everyone. I'm Sarbanga Mishra. A small brief about me so that you get to know who I am. I'm a final year student of journalism, IR, psychology, and literature, triple majors in Christ University, Bangalore. I specialize in studying IR, and I've got into another university, like 3 universities, which I'm yet to choose from, to do my master's in IR, and that is something that intrigues me a lot. And what I really like about MUNing is that it mostly focuses on international relations and how the global geopolitics itself plays out. So taking that into consideration, the agenda itself is something that has been in discussion for the last couple of years. When we talk about the situation in Yemen, there are so many things that come into play here. It's not only a geopolitics, it's also about the factors like malnutrition, people dying because of not getting enough economic opportunities, not getting clean water. All of that falls under the purview of human rights violations. But again, coming to the very specific part of the agenda itself, what I personally think is going to be most necessary here is the understanding that you have about the international humanitarian law and how the international human rights law play out here. Because now there would be a lot of things that you'll come across. The National Dialogue Conference, be it the Political Council, which was established to govern Yemen, SARE 2017, that is, then the Riyadh Agreement, Stockholm Agreement and the new Presidential Council, so many terminologies itself, making it really tough for us to understand the chronology. But there's one thing that I expect from every delegate who's present here, who's participating in an MUN, not to just go through these terms and just vomit it out or spit it out in the committee. I want you to understand the chronology, because a huge part of what forms geopolitics is the year-long history. When we talk about a situation like Israel-Palestine, people talk about Israel-Palestine dating back to 60 or 70 years. That's not true. It dates back to even centuries. When we try to understand the systematic oppression on the Jews, the systematic oppression of Muslim people outside the Middle Eastern region, and other factors that come into play there, and the concept of self-determination, again, that falls under international law itself. So all of these things are not only tough to understand, but in the same way interesting as well. So once you delve into it deeper and deeper, you would enjoy the committee, and that is what I expect, because I'm chairing the UNHRC, for all of you who do not know. And the committee itself focuses on ensuring that there are proper human rights given to every individual in the whole world, furthering not only the human rights that are given to every individual, but also ensuring that there are equal opportunities as well, which again falls under right to life, which again talks about right to live with dignity as a concept, wherein every individual should have opportunities and to live their life to the fullest. And that is something that's lacking in Yemen. That is why the agenda itself gets so intriguing. Now, you might have seen the agenda also includes this factor of Saudi coalition, something that you would also have to read about. And here, it requires, like every individual who studies about this, requires to have an in-depth understanding of how the Middle Eastern geopolitics plays out, and why the involvement of countries like UAE, Saudi Arabia, Iran, and even Lebanon to a certain extent have had such a huge impact on the lives of the people of Yemen. And with that, that is a brief to the agenda. That's what I would like to share, because if I share something that's really in depth, it's going to lead to a very specific discussion tomorrow. So with that being said, all I want all of you to do is just go, just all of you are home anywhere. So just sit and just Google, because that is what I've done in the last 170 MUNs that I've done, or the PDs, or any research paper competition that I do. It's all about just using Google in the right way possible. Just Google and read. 3 things that you need to learn: Googling, researching, and reading. All of that itself forms your intellect, your combined intellect, and that is what helps you present yourself in the best manner, in the best way possible, and in the best manner possible in any conference, or even in any event in general. And with that being said, I would like to give the floor to the Secretary General again, and I hope we have a very successful day tomorrow. And I would like to acknowledge my Vice Chair, Divyanshi, and my rapporteur, Vidhi, who also have worked a lot along with me throughout. And I know that they would work really hard tomorrow as well. With that being said, yes, Harshit, you can take over, or Aryan, you can take over. That's good.
Okay, Sarvanga, that was some really nice inspirational words, and it was very informative as well. And yeah, we did catch the casual flex about 170 millions. That was well noticed. But of course,
I mean, this just sounds like just after doing 9 years and everything, you just have this habit of mentioning it out. So yeah.
And you totally showed, like it's an admirable deal. Anyways, so moving on with that, I'd like to give the floor to Divyanshi, who's the vice chair, as Sarvanga very rightly pointed out. Divyanshi, the floor is over to you.
Good evening, one and all delegates, and all the secretary generals and everyone. Everything Sarvanga has already told you about UNHRC and about that agenda part. I just want to tell you, UNHRC is something like a working body of the United Nations, which just focuses on the promotion and the protection of the human rights, and which reduce the inequalities on all around the world. And so it searches for those who breaches and rules specified in the UN Charter of the human rights, and addresses the violation of these rights and ranging from freedom of expression to the religious rights and something like that. Unrest, everything as Sarvang has told you, okay? All the best, delegates. Thank you.
Thank you, Janshi. And my camera fell down. Come back up. Nice. Anyways, so okay, Janshi. And now I would like to give the floor to the rapporteur, Vidhi. If you would, Vidhi, is Vidhi in the meeting? Vidhi, are you here? Okay, I guess she won't be able to join in. Fine. Okay. With this, we.
Aryan?
Yes.
Just one. Since Vidhi is not here, there's like 2 or 3 things that I would just like to point out to all the delegates. Yeah.
Good.
So basically, one thing that I expect, since Vidhi was supposed to tell you about the chits, right? How it works is that the chair just gives you a brief of the agenda about the committee, the vice chair, and the chits and everything. How all of that is going to function is directed by the rapture, because of some unfortunate circumstances she might not have been here. So all I expect you to do is all I talked about research and everything should be visible in your chits as well, because one of the best things that MUN does to you, other than the documentation part, is chits as well, where you learn to question things, you learn to analyze things and put it in a verbatim in the shortest way possible. And that is what I expect from each one of you. And I hope that Vivi gets a lot of chits, although it's going to be tiring for her. I hope it's just a day full of you sending chits wherein she has to go through every one of those, and she's taken by the quality that even first timers have sent chits, be it you talking about DDR, be it you talking about how starvation as a form of warfare actually plays out, or anything as such. Just take a factor and then form a question out of it. That's all I have to say for your chits. Thank you.
Thank you for explaining the role of the rapporteur as well. And as you said, all of us hope that all the rapporteurs gets a lot of chits, and we personally hope that even the chair and the vice chair, get a handful of all our delegates. That all of you do as much work as possible, which means the success of the event. And okay, with this, I would like to invite Harshit to move on with the agenda discussion part of the session. Even though UNHRC chairs, Banga, already dealt with that. So now we'll move on to the other committees. Harshit, over to you.
Okay, yeah. So I think UNHRC's agenda discussion is already done. Sarvanga already told you about the agenda, what is going on in Yemen. And okay, so moving further, we'll start the agenda discussion with the dissect committee. As days past through while giving and all, I came through this problem as we just put in very wide weapons and weapons also. Most of the are confused about the agenda, how to in papers and all. So first of all, I would like to invite chair or they are for dice to discuss the agenda. Okay, Yuk, if you're here.
Yeah, good evening. I would just like to make the agenda more clear to the committee. Okay. So first of all, you need, just as I told you earlier, first learning about the agenda, first you need to learn what dissect actually do. Okay. So if you, when you get work over it, when you just learn, कि dissect का ये काम है, dissect इन चीजों पे बात करता है, ठीक है. जब आप इस चीज को समझ जाओगे ना पूरी तरीके से, ठीक है, तब आपको पता चलेगा हाँ अब एजेंडा पे कैसे वर्क करता है. एजेंडा में देखिए बहुत सी चीजें, जैसे कि फॉर एग्जांपल मैं जैसे एनपीटी की बात करूँ, ठीक है, तो एनपीटी में बहुत सी चीजें आती है. एनपीटी में कॉन्फ्रेंसेस आते हैं, पीटीज आती हैं, कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव टेस्ट बैंड पीटी है, सीटीबीटी जैसा हो गया, ठीक है, बहुत सारी टीटीज आती है, ठीक है, उससे बहुत सारे फैक्टर्स एक दूसरे से जुड़े हुए हैं, ठीक है, बहुत सारी कंट्रीज उसके साथ जुड़ी हुई हैं. कुछ कंट्रीज न्यूट्रल हैं, कुछ कंट्रीज एनपीटी को फॉलो करती हैं, कुछ कंट्रीज एनपीटी को नहीं फॉलो करती हैं. उसमें अब देखिए जो फॉलो नहीं भी करती, उसमें भी एक तरीके की लाइनिंग बनी हुई है कि कौन सी कंट्री थोड़ी सी हजार्डस है, मतलब कि कौन सी कंट्री बहुत ज्यादा लेवल पे वायलेट कर रही है, और कौन सी कंट्री हाँ कि भले वो एनपीटी को फॉलो ना करती है बट वो एक्टिंग एज ए न्यूट्रल मेंबर्स, ठीक है. तो बहुत सी चीजें आपको एनपीटी के बारे में समझना पड़ेगा. CWC हो गया, BWC हो गया, और साथ ही साथ ईरान और नॉर्थ कोरिया में क्या क्या चल रहा है, उनके बीच में कौन से एलिगेशन है, बहुत सी चीजें हैं इस एजेंडा के अंदर. So I would just like to brief you like if you want to work over the sessions, if you want to just put forward anything into the caucus or anything, any point or anything, you just have to be on clear cut about your agenda. Okay. Even either it is only about BWC, either it is only about NPT, only CWC, or about Iran or Arab war. Okay. You just have to make sections of you can make sections of those agendas. Okay, it depends upon you how you use those factors in the 90-second speech. How you use them, it may be an equally divided speech, or it may be a three-part divided speech. Anything you would like to have. Okay, and what you sustain about the sub agendas from the given agenda. If, for example, if someone wants to discuss about the chlorine gas or anything like that for the caucus, okay, so you have to be subtle about it. You have to be concrete about the facts, which what are the deadly measures which can be taken by the chlorine gas also. Okay, so there are many things in this agenda. Is not just a one topic. It's a whole lot of background working. It's not just about arms and ammunition. It's about how military works, how government works, how fiscal measures can take place. It can also ruin or something. It can also build a something. Okay, so you can give your time on that. You can think about it. Just sit tight. Not nothing to do with it. Google it. Everything is just forward onto you. Okay, there's every data, everything you need about dissect or anything about the agenda is everywhere. But you have to be concise. You have to be precise what you're saying and what you are writing. Okay, so that's all today, and I think the committee members just got my message loud and clear. And all the best to you all. Thank you. Harshit, you may carry on.
Harshit, are you here?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, so my mic was not working. Sorry for the delay. Okay, so thank you, Yog. That was like very well explained. Okay, so like I just like to open house for the questions. No, like if we can take one or two questions from the delegates itself, that will be very good for your knowledge and like coming sessions from tomorrow. So any delegates want to ask anything to the dissect vice chair? Okay, any questions for the UNSRC chair? UNHRC. Okay, there is a question. Okay, guys. Just one announcement I would like to make here. Like I don't think if it is the right platform, but yeah, I would like to do this announcement here only. So like you might know, for like obviously we announced that we'll do this conference on the Discord, but there must be a technical issue on the Discord. Like we just figure out that. So like most probably we'll be announcing a new platform. It's not new. Like basically there are two and three platforms. We'll be choosing one of them. Okay, we'll announce it by 10 today, by 10 p.m. Okay, we'll be doing the conference there, and like we'll try. Okay, we'll just make you familiar with the platform via like video and all. Okay, we'll just record a video of about like how to join and how to change your names and all, and then you will do it there, and like hold the guidelines and all for joining and before joining. Okay, so don't worry about the recognition part, like how you'll be recognized and how like will we choose to speak. That will all be sorted by the chairs and the secretariat, so don't worry about it. Okay, any other questions?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, who's this?
Am I audible?
Yes, you have to.
So I'm Garima Saroj. I want to know when will we getting the list of the speakers?
The list of the speakers for what, Garima? Can you just elaborate your question?
The sequence of the conference.
Uh,
Garima, like, are you talking about the speakers list by any chance?
Yeah, exactly. I'm talking about that only.
Yes. So like, look, the first speakers list will obviously be, you all will be put in the first speakers list of the session, like session 0 day 1, based on the alphabetical order of the countries that you respectively represent. Other than that, of course, you'll have to do it by a show of hands or by voting to be in the speakers list. So
Okay, I actually there's an issue on my side. Like I have my end semester exams going on, so that are from 2 to 5 tomorrow. So before that, I need to like if I can complete my part, or is it somehow possible to like adjust this thing?
like,
I
of
just
course,
wanted
like,
to.
and like there are going to be a few sessions, so you will end up missing, I guess, one session and a little bit of another. So that's the amount of time that you'll miss, but other than that you can participate. And of course, like, there will be multiple speakers list, so it again, you'll miss your opportunity to speak in a few of them, but then, like, of course, you can make up by outshowing and, like, performing to your best in the others. All right.
Okay, so will it be any great loss for me for being a part of like that conference?
Look,
That
Aruna, like,
will I miss?
yeah, like, I'll address this question. Like, we've all heard these instances, where people just go into conferences and in the first day or in a few sessions, they're absolutely blank and they hardly say anything. But then as they adapt and they realize, they just, go at it and they end up winning. Maybe not the best delegate, but maybe the high recommendation or some mentions they get. So that's there. So it totally depends on how you perform in the remaining time that you have. And of course, there is going to be some sort of a loss, but you can make up for it by, like, outperforming, all right, everyone else in the rest of the time.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, that's purely subjective. All right, we can move on to the other doubts. Sure, do you have a doubt?
Yes, good evening. I just like I would really appreciate it if at least for the UNSC, the system of substantial chits can be explained once again. Like what is to be done through them.
Sami, if you would like to take that doubt. Sami, are you here? Okay, he seems to have left the meeting. Sarbanga, like, if you could just clear the substantive chits doubt.
Yeah, sure. So basically, as the substantive name suggests, substantive means substance that you say, were supposed to speak, but you could not speak in the committee. So you send that via chit to the executive board, right? So what you do, you write substantive chit on the top, then you write to the EB, and then from the portfolio that you belong to. Basically, since it's an SC, you might have gotten a country, right? You just write the name of the country and then material that you would have given, not just something that you copy paste from the internet, because all the substantive chits are plagiarism checked, right? So you write something on your own, something that you would have given as your speech, and you send it. And the marking for it is done just like a POI chit is, and its weightage is not same as a speech, but you still get some leverage for it. I do not know what now what's a cap on the chit in SC. For my committee, it's 5. I'm taking a maximum of 5 chits. 5 chits per day, but for other committees it can vary. But the conversation that I had with Sami in the last 3 days back, I guess, he also said that he'll also have a cap of like 5 to 10 chits. So if you want to send chits, keep around 5 to 10 chits prepared, which you can send. Hope that helps.
I just put it again in the delegate resources of the Discord channel. You can go and check it out.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so Ibrahim, there is a doubt in your chat, will chits be sent over the chat or mail or something else? Okay, so you can send those chits directly to your repeater, vice chair or chairperson, through the WhatsApp chat, through the if we will be we'll be conducting in whatever platform, there must be a chat feature, so you can DM them there only. Anyhow, you just have to make sure your chit will reach the executive board, and then it will be fine.
So I have a doubt. May I?
Yes, Yashasvi.
So I was not present in a few of the meetings because I was attending my internship at college. So may I know the timings of the conference? From what timing it is, because my internship is still going on.
Yashvi, you can go through the Instagram page of our Hbtu. There the itinerary is already posted, so you can just go through there and know the exact timing of sessions and all.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other doubts? I will just move further with the agenda discussion. Okay, no other doubts. Okay, fine. So moving further, we'll just discuss the agenda for the AIPPM, All India Political Parties Meet. Okay. So Pranay is already here. I'd like to invite Pranay to discuss the agenda.
So the agenda for the AIPPM has already been given, which is discussion on the various judicial reforms with special emphasis on the NJC, which is the National Judicial Accountability Commission, and various other judicial reforms and the Judicial Code of Conduct. As you all know, that it is one of the most important political judicial issues of this country, which is being debated upon at various places. So we'll be having that issue over here. Now, why is it being discussed? What is National Judicial Accountability Commission? What is the NJAC Act? So, NJAC Act, which is there for the appointment for the judges at the higher levels, which is already been given. So that is the agenda where we'll be also focusing upon various judicial reforms. And as we all know that judiciary is one of the most important forms, so we'll be discussing it over there. And all the other links have already been provided, so you all can have a thorough research work through Google and various other resources. And I guess that's it. And you all have, I guess I've already told all of you about the paperworks and everything, every other procedure and all the meets I've taken earlier. So I would like to re-emphasize that we'll be having a recommendation paper and press release at the end of the conference. And all the procedures have already been explained to you, and that's it for the agenda. I guess Harshit can take over. And if you have any other doubts, you can come up.
Kritika Gupta, you have raised your hand. If you have any doubt, you can just ask.
Yes, sir, I have not a doubt. Actually, I would like to request to us if you could share the formats that we had talked about earlier. If you could share them with us so that we could go through them. Format of the moderated caucus, right to reply, and all those things that we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I guess that has already been shared on the Discord server. I'll share it in the group as well. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Any other doubts?
No other doubts.
Okay. So I think with this, Kritika, you've just again raised your hand.
So actually, our Discord server is the channel is long. If the formats are shared there, it's long, and I guess it's so for the other participants too. A few of them used.
Okay, there must be a technical issue. Then I'll just ask the team to fix it up. Don't worry. You'll just get the access of that channel like in next 15 to 20 minutes. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Any other doubt, delegates? All the agendas are discussed already. So I think we're done with the agenda discussion also. Okay, no other doubts. So I would like to say a few things to all of you. Okay, so as you know, we'll be starting with the conference tomorrow. Okay, like there might be, like, I think you might be nervous if you haven't like attended a single conference yet. But yeah, like just prepare well. No, as Sabanga mentioned, just research well on Google and all. I just saw a few things which I want to mention. You guys are like were not very active on the Discord server. The whole purpose of the Discord server, like making a Discord server and accumulating all delegates there, is to like make you familiar with the Discord server, plus make you familiar with each other. No, you'll just get there on a voice channel and discuss few things, discuss strategies. I just saw one group circulating in a UNSC Security Council, which was like NATO and the European Union group. I felt good, like you're lobbying and all, that's fine. But like most of you are not active on the Discord server yet. Okay, so like as the conference starts tomorrow, I would like to like just ask all of you if you can like be active, just interact with each other. Okay, like make new friendships, or like I think you'll say lobby. Okay, like if you'll be able to just lobby among yourselves, and like you what to say, like Russia will lobby with the USA and all. Okay, so this will be the thing. If you'll be able to do it, then this will be very good. And the second thing I'd like to mention is okay, so like we won't be doing it on the Discord, as you know, as already said. So okay, so most probably we'll be announcing a new platform. So I would just like to say to everyone, just go through that platform once before tomorrow's session. Okay, I'll send the Immune server link on the General Assembly group only. Just wait for a few seconds. Okay, so I was saying, just go through that platform, whether it be Zoom, whether it be like Microsoft Teams, whether it be anything else. Just download everything, and the latest version. Go through everything, so you'll like it'll be easy for you to just join in at 10. Like if you're late for a committee session, it plays a very bad role. No, like you'll get less points eventually about for the discipline and all. So it won't be good for your like overall performance. So just don't be late. Try to join in as much as session. Obviously you'll, as if you're a first timer, so you'll obviously feel to leave the session. No, you won't be able to get what is going on there. And like few of the people who already had a experience of seminar, like they are just this is going on and on. वो बोले ही जा रहे हैं, बोले ही जा रहे हैं, and they're feeling like I'm useless. I won't be able to do anything. So let's just leave this seminar. Don't do that. Try to attend all the 8 sessions for all the committees. Like if you're in a obviously for your committee, try to attend all the 8 sessions. Try to speak as much as you can. If not speak, just try to ask as much as you can. If you ask good questions, then also you'll get marks, right? So this is the thing, you'll have to do it. Okay, just try to attend all the session. Don't leave in between. You've just paid the money. You have just paid 200. Nobody knows, if you'll like stay till the end, you'll just win something, right? So just be here. That's all I have to say. If Aryan, if you want to like mention something.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll take up this responsibility of delivering you basically the ending note for this particular opening ceremony and session 0, and also the unofficial starting note for tomorrow. For it's because as we dubbed it in the WhatsApp chats that it's the official kickoff for the first ever MN conference, and I couldn't be more excited, which you can probably guess by the way I'm just going on for quite some time, and obviously my pretty evident enthusiasm. Okay, so other than this, guys, of course, for the first timers, it's your time to shine, and that's why we have tried to give you important portfolios and make sure that you have some substantive amount of data to speak upon, and hence, we think that you're gonna make good use of that. Also, we'll be starting from tomorrow, and as we go on, say what session 0, session 1, as we move on through all these different sessions, you might feel out of your depth. You might feel that, okay, this thing, whatever's happening here, it isn't for me. It isn't for a school-going kid of 9th or 10th, or it isn't even for a normal college student. Maybe I should have just stuck to engineering, and I shouldn't be doing this. So for all those thoughts, I'm just giving you this prior notice that it really will become easier just if you just follow the process, whatever sessions we have taken with you all, and the process, like the entire concept of learning, you all know it by now. There are a few technicalities which will be cleared along the way. It's not that now that we're done with practice sessions, nobody's going to tell you anything. It's not going to be like that. All our cheers are going to be extremely helpful, especially towards those who are like facing a difficulty grasping the concepts. They're going to personally pay attention to them. Just you have to make sure that you reciprocate that attention that's been given to you. That's been given to you. All right. Make sure that you utilize all these opportunities that are being presented to you. And of course, like since all of you have, as Harshit already mentioned, since all of you have paid and come up till this point and are attending this session since the past couple of hours, so you already know the importance of it all, right? So I don't need to sell that to you. That part has already been done. So like, of course, I mean, we'll still open one last round of questions, but before that, like, good luck, guys. And so, like, to quote our tagline, let the revolution begin. Okay. So other than this, like now we are just gonna now we are right at the threshold of ending this particular ceremony. So if you have any final questions, anything that you would like to say, here's your chance.
So I wanted to ask, we have.
Wait, we'll go one by one. Yashvi, I guess, yeah, you go.
So we have to speak on our agenda, right? Only our agenda, or the things related to that. Our, like for
Yes.
example, I'm a delegate of Republic of Yemen. I have an I think the agenda that was told to me was related to Yemen as well. Yemen only.
Yeah.
So I have to just represent that country, right?
Yeah, like of course, look, Yashasvi, since you've been given Yemen and the agenda is the humanitarian crisis in Yemen, so like you have a lot of opportunities to shine in this particular conference, because somewhere or the other, the buck will stop at you, because you're the country, you're the affected country, you are the epicenter for the entire agenda and for the entire committee sessions, right? So you need to make like use of that opportunity is what I'm going to say to you. Also, yes, of course, you basically have to speak on Yemen only, because that's the topic and thankfully that's your agenda as well. But if people start attacking you left, right and center, then you might have to speak upon them as well. So it's don't just restrict yourself to speaking only and only on Yemen. If suppose someone is pointing fingers at you, or the way you've dealt with the situation in Yemen, then maybe you can defend yourself by pointing a finger back at them, or whatever maybe your strategy is. All I'm gonna say. All right. Hope that clears it out.
Okay, sir. And so one more thing, I wanted to know about the timings, so they were not on the Instagram page. It is only the date that is mentioned. So
actually, it's there on our itinerary, but still fine. We're gonna start by 10 tomorrow, and then they're gonna be like an hour or an hour and a half long sessions with the multiple breaks in between, and you'll find that in our itinerary. Like it's, I guess, the fourth or the fifth last post right now. You can go through it. It's we have dubbed it itinerary, and you can go through the different pages of it. We have mentioned it in sliders. So day 0, day 1, day 2, you'll find it there, because it has the exact timings for breaks and all as well. So you can do it accordingly. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right, and Shashwat, you've been raising your hand for quite some time now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So tomorrow in the meeting, in the day 1, do we have to speak the opposition paper only what we wrote, or we have to frame another speech?
Look, that's entirely up to you. I mean, of course, you can take Shashwat if you just need. You can like, of course, that's entirely up to you, because in the end, you're the one who's going to be judged and marked upon how you speak. So you can take bits and pieces of your position paper and form another speech out of it. It's a 90-second long speech, so that won't be very difficult. So you can do that. And other than that, of course, it's entirely up to you. But I would say that you can take bits and pieces of your position paper. Don't entirely copy it. All right, for the first speech. You're asking about the introductory speech, right?
Yes, sir.
So for that, you can mix it up. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So any other doubts? Yeah. Go ahead. Hey, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Your voice isn't. Yeah. No, no. Like I can see that you're trying to say something, but your voice isn't coming at all. Still nothing.
You can type a question in the chat box.
Type your question in the chat box. Until then, any other doubts, people?
Oh, sir, thank you.
All right.
Okay, so I think we are done with the opening ceremony as well as the session 0. Okay, so like in the end, I would like to request all of you to just open your cameras, okay, so that we can like take a nice little picture.
Guys, just open your cameras for this one time. Like
everyone, just please open your cameras for like just 1 or 2 minutes. It'd be very nice. It'll all be seen on the Instagram stories of Hbtu. Coming. Okay, I can see only 5 or 10 people right now opening their cameras.
Guys, open your cameras. Be nice. We might not exactly be influencers, but we do have a substantive reach, and you'll be featured all over it. So let's go, right? You have to submit the resolution the first day of the debate or the whole session date. That again is up to you. Like the discussion on resolutions will happen as and when you are able to pass one resolution and make it considerable for debate. So make sure that if you're able to do that in the first day, then it will be quite a feat. But normally it isn't really possible to write or like author a resolution, find the sponsors, the signatories, and then get appropriate number of votes to pass it. So you can start working upon it from day one. Okay, guys, like open the cameras, people, come on.
Everyone here from the like organizing committee can just take pictures. Everyone. Those from the organizing committee, those who are participating, and from our college who can send pictures directly to us. Just take the good pictures.
Like this is like we are taking the pictures, y'all can like smile a little bit, won't hurt you.
Okay, I think it's done. Yashi? It's done, just show me a thumbs up if it's done.
Yeah, I would like
okay,
to
fine.
just
Thank you so much, guys, for joining in.
Just a second. I would like to address the question just in the chat box. So don't worry about it. I'll just send the PDF in which all the portfolios will be mentioned. So you can go through it. Okay. Who's ever question?
Okay, so like if you still have questions, guys, just ask from your respective executive board members. Okay, like your chair, vice chair, or rapporteur. It will be nice. They are like very nice people. They'll answer your question immediately, or like after in 1 or 2 hours. Okay, like if not, then you can ask me or Aryan sir, as we are like answering most of the doubts here right now. Okay, so thank you so much, and all the very best for the first committee, for the like those who are like participating for the first time. All the very best, all of you, for all the school students, for all the college students. I'd like to see all of you in all the 8 sessions. All the best. Just prepare well, be there, kill it. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Let's go, people.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.